Hello and good day, learners. I'm Zakia Zainal, Zag, your tutor. In this session, we are going to talk about networking at the workplace. We meet different people from different walks of life every day. Is it important for you to know them? Is it important for them to know you? What do you say to introduce yourself and others? Are you saying it right? Now let's look at the learning outcomes for this first topic, networking at the workplace. By the end of this session, you should be able to apply different expressions to introduce yourself, especially to people you are meeting for the first time. Learn different ways to greet and the various expressions when introducing others at the workplace. Proactively start a conversation and identify topics to make small talks. How do you start a conversation with anyone we meet? First, we greet them. Then come the self-introduction. We greet people in two different ways, either in a formal or informal manner. So learners, which is easier to do? And what do we say in either scenario? In an informal scenario, we can say these opening expressions to greet and introduce yourself. We say hello and hi. Say your name and what you do or where you work and which department you are serving. You can also say these friendly expressions, especially for people you're meeting for the first time. We greet people by wishing them first, before we introduce ourselves. These are what we can say in a formal scenario. Notice, we proactively ask for the other person's name and the words sound formal. We greet people by wishing them, but do you know when to start wishing good afternoon? And when to stop and start wishing good evening? Please observe the time zone in greeting. Now a lot of people get confused, so please get the right greeting for the right time of the day. So learners, if you are at an official function after office hours, even if it's 9 p.m., we still greet good evening. We wish good night only when all is over and when we want to say goodbye. Point to observe here, when meeting people face to face, remember, first impressions and present yourself well at all times because you are representing your organization. Image is important. You are how you look and what you say, and you have to say it right. These are the basic ways you can introduce yourself. Observe the correct verb to be, I am, my name is, and the contractions, I'm, my name's. Remember to say it right. Articulation in the way we speak is very much encouraged. These are the other expressions you can say when approaching people at any social function when you are among so many people. Some of you cannot remember their name. Some look familiar. Some you have not met before. Now do not isolate yourself. Go around and meet them. Introduce yourself, network, expand your social circle. These are some of the common mistakes or grammatical errors most people tend to make at introductions. So please say it right, grammatically right with the right verb to be. We have seen how we can start a conversation by greeting and introducing yourself. When you are in a company of one or two friends, how do you introduce them? So let's look at how to introduce others. Now these are the expressions we can say in an informal manner. In this scenario, introducing the personal assistant and the boss. Now formally, we say, let me or can I introduce you to? Other phrases, polite expressions you can also use to introduce others are now making small talks to get the conversation going, what to talk about and what to avoid. Now remember, it is so much easier to talk to people who we know. People are different. They have different expectations, different in personality, interests, and needs. We need to apply common sense and observation skills before we make the next move. Now, choosing the right topic, the right word, and we have to say it in the right tone. Now, all this is done to make the other person to want to continue talking to us, and at the same time, make them feel comfortable talking to us. It is all about knowing what to say, when to say, and who we are talking to. It is also about adapting, behavioral adaptation, treating people the way they would like to be treated. Talk about business, current issues, if the person looks or sounded businesslike. Talk about sports, if he is in his sports attire or holding a sports magazine maybe. The latest trend or fashion, when talking to ladies, compliment them on anything nice on them. Place of work, common interests. Now this is done by asking questions like, are you keen on photography? Or do you swim? Or do you like to travel? Now talk about things that will make both you and the other person feel comfortable. Avoid talking about areas that could possibly lead to an argument, a debate, or difference in opinion, like for example, politics and religion. Avoid talking about personal issues. One important thing, never talk anything negative or start on a negative tone. Traffic jam, for example, the slow lift, parking difficulties, weather is too hot or too wet, etc. Learners, we have looked at starting a conversation through greetings, making self-introductions, introducing others, and ways to make small talks. Now for more, please read the reading materials in the module and attempt the practical exercises and activities. With that, we will end today's lesson, wishing you all the best and happy learning.